Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, in today's video, I'm going to go over an item that I received. Several videos back, I spoke about the leather sheath that James from Old School with a Modern Twist had made for my Prather war buoy. And in that video, I said that I had an individual that had reached out wanting to make me a sheath out of Kydex. So I've spoke to him, we've got it all worked out. I've sent him the knife, and just a couple of days ago, I got it back. And I've got to say I'm impressed. So before we get into the sheath, let me go over a few things. The gentleman who made this knife for me, his name is Anthony, but he goes by Tony. He's a veteran. He has a shop called Zero Range Knives and Gear. He's based in Ohio. I will include his email, his Facebook, and his phone number in the description below in case someone wants to reach out to him about getting a sheath made. If you do, let him know that I sent you over. I sent him my Prather war buoy because I'd like to have a Kydex sheath for it for work purposes. And when I got it back, I've got to say the quality and the fit and the finish is as good as my Armitage carry sheaths that I get. Maybe there's a few little touches that he does that maybe even puts them a little above Armitage carry, but we'll go into all of that. This is the sheath he made for me. If you notice right off the bat, the two little red eyelets at the bottom, those are kind of his calling cards. So if you see one of these sheaths out somewhere and it has the red eyelets at the bottom, more than likely, not always, but more than likely, these are going to be made by Tony over at Zero Range Knives and Gear. I didn't go too fancy with the attachment. I told him I wanted a nylon loop big enough to fit on a 2 1/4 inch belt. And once I got this sheath and started looking at it, the hardware he uses on this sheath is actually overbuilt. So that really impressed me. Another thing that impressed me, and I have this on a few sheaths, but most of them I end up tightening them up to prevent this. And that's, listen. There is absolutely no rattle in this sheath. There's no movement or anything. So that really impressed me right off the bat. If you look at everything and the way he puts everything together, the attachment, the belt loop attachment, I have never seen it done this way. It bolts right there on that one side. It's got 4 bolts in it. But then as it runs around behind, when it gets to the other side, instead of bolting, it folds all the way around, which makes it very secure. There is no movement whatsoever in that. And I was talking about the hardware. Let me take one of these out and show you what I'm talking about. Come from there on the side. The threaded part is It's not wanting to show up. Let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go. And he puts rubber washers on those. And then the screw that goes in it, this is what really got me. Look how long a screw he uses. When you put this thing together, hang on, I'll show you what I'm talking about. With the threaded piece being so shouldered, almost the whole screw is supported by the threaded piece on the bottom. Where a lot of them, like with Essie, for instance, Armitage, this top piece here is only about that long. So when you put it through, only just that little bitty tiny bit is all the thread that is holding when you put that together. With this one, almost the whole shaft of the screw is supported by the base. And then another thing that he does when he puts these together, and I'm not going to take it all the way apart so you can see it, but in between this piece and the sheath, there's a rubber washer on each one of those there. And then when he attaches the belt loop, he uses the same hardware. One thing that he does that I really like, if you notice right here, he folded that over and doubled it before he attached the belt loop to it. That makes that a whole lot stiffer, in my opinion, from some of the others that I've seen that's just one piece, and I like that a lot. As far as retention, it really goes in, comes out easy, but snaps and locks in good. So overall, I am really impressed with his work. I talked to him after I got it, got all of his info. Like I said, it'll be in the bottom. Ask him about prices. Now, I paid him for this sheath, and I asked him what he would normally charge. He said normally for solid colors, he charges basic colors, like black and so forth. The basic colors, he charges $35 for the sheath, and that comes with either a belt loop attachment or a tech lock attachment. He said camo patterns, other special patterns which you can get, usually go for $45. Now, you talk to him, he may be able to come up with some different attachments as far as belt attachments other than a belt loop and a tech lock. I know he asked me about ferro rod attachment and all that. I didn't want any of that for this knife, but he can also do all of that as well. So definitely go over, see what you can find, talk to the man. He is incredible with the work he does. He will send you pictures of other sheaths that he's made. If you want a sheath of a knife that he's got, you probably wouldn't have to send him your knife. I sent him this one because he didn't have one of them. So definitely go over, talk to Tony, support a veteran American company, and let him know I sent you over. Y'all have a good day. Like, share, subscribe. I'll get another one up for you soon.